Hi, have you ever looked at your addict friend and thought, I know exactly what he's escaping from. I can see the issue and I can see him not dealing with it. But how do you tell him? How do you talk to him? How do you convince him that there is something going on? Well, I'm going to teach you that very shortly. My name is Kathy Williamson and I'm the addictions coach. I'm writing a book called My Friend is an Addict, What Can I Do? How to influence your friend while maintaining or regaining your sanity. But first, let me tell you about my background. I was addicted to pain pills for about 10 years, ending in 1990. I initially got in because of a major medical problem that got me addicted to it. About 6 months into the medical problem, I realized I was addicted, and I became a Christian at that time. But even though I knew the Bible well, I still was stuck. And a couple of years later, I did end up forgiving my parents for what had gone on in my childhood, but I was still stuck. I learned how to stop rehashing the memories, and I was still stuck. I would go to Christian support groups and think, okay, I did the steps, now what? It wasn't until 10 years into my addiction that the answer came. And let me backtrack a moment. About a year after I became a Christian, I started volunteering as a lay counselor on crisis hotlines. And I found that was my passion, to help people. And I knew that God had called me someday, someplace, to open my own hotline, but I just didn't know when or where. Well, when those doors opened in 1990, my whole life turned around in a matter of 4 months. Why? Because I had a future that used my passion to reach out to love and serve others. So although I had gotten rid of the underlying issue that got me into the addiction, I also needed a purpose in my future to draw me toward it. So that is my background. Another aspect of my background is I was married to an ex-addict who, although he was not using, he still had characteristics that just seemed to suck the life out of me. I woke up one day 3 years into the marriage and thought, this is not me. I've got to get my life back. And I did. But as things turned out, I ended up leaving him. And I did get my life back, even though I lost everything I owned. But there is hope. And that's what I want to share with you. My frustration is that addicts are only being taught that it's a disease model. They're not being shown that there are underlying issues that cause the addiction. And once you recognize those issues and deal with them, your addiction, your desire for your addiction goes away as a byproduct. And you don't ever have to go back to the addiction, because now you have the skills to learn how to handle any problem that comes your way. So that is why I'm writing this book, because two things. It teaches the out of addiction forever process, what the addict needs to do, and it changes beliefs and the issues he needs to deal with to get out of the maze that he is in. And the second aspect of the book is that you, as a friend or spouse of the addict, you have to get your life back too. Sometimes you are so involved in the maze that you can't get yourself out of it. And I teach you how you can get your life back. Even if you are not able to influence the addict, you need to get your life back. Now, we cannot change the addict, but we can certainly influence him. Just like leading a horse to water, you can't make him drink, but if you make his taste salty enough, he will drink. And that's what we want to do with the addict. I want to teach you the skills, attitudes, and knowledge so that you can influence your friend or spouse, and you can also get your life back. And I want to do this on a major level, but I need your help. I need you to get your life back so that you can be a witness to the people around you, and you can help others learn that there is a different way for addicts to get out of their addiction. So this crowdfunding website is here to pre-sale my book. And what I do is I ask for pledges. There are 8 different levels, and I ask for a pledge to not only pay for the resources, but I give you extra gifts to help you to really understand what's going on. And let me explain those 8 levels to you. The first one is for a pledge of $10, you get an ebook version in PDF form. You get unlimited updates as I write my book, which is expected to be released in the fall of 2014. At the moment you sign up, you'll also get a 60-minute MP3 download of me explaining the out-of-addiction process. And let me show you, this is what you will get. It's a PDF form. It's a flow chart of the out-of-addiction process. And I take the hour to explain what it is. Down here are 14 major issues that addicts escape from. This is the maze that everybody gets drawn into. And then how do you get out of it? How do you find the path out? And that's what I teach you. And that's available as soon as you make any pledge at any level. Also, you can email me your questions, and I'll answer them either personally or on my blog. And that service is also available now. Level 2 is for a pledge of $25. Now, on each of these levels, you also get everything that's on the previous level. So you'll get the MP3, the PDF chart, the PDF of the book. So level 2 is a pledge of $25, and for that you'll get a paperback copy of the book signed by me. Level 3 is a pledge of $50. You'll get all of the above, plus you'll get 2 paperback copies for a total of 3, signed by me. I want you to give them away. I want you to give a copy to your friends. Give a copy to the addict you're working with. And if you want more than the 3 copies, when you click on the button to make your pledge, just increase the quantity to however many books you want, and that will be given to you. Also on this level 3 for a pledge of $50, you'll get my ebook, Addicts Stop Your Cravings in 5 Minutes. This is a proven scientific method to stop cravings, anxieties, and more. And as a spouse, you could use these too, this EFT technique to deal with your anxieties, deal with your fears, deal with your, walking on eggshells as trying not to upset the addict, whether he's on or off the drugs. And you will get that available as soon as you click on the pledge button. The next level is a pledge of $150. Again, you get everything previously mentioned. For this, I only have 30 spots available, but you get an hour-long personal coaching one-on-one with me, and I'll help you go over what's going on in your life and give you a path to follow. And hopefully we can get you pointed in the right direction, change some of your own beliefs, but most of all, in the right direction to help you get your life back. The next level is a pledge for $500. And for this level, you get a case of 50 books. Now, rehab centers, this is great for you because you can use this as a goodwill measure. You can give copies to the friends and families of the addicts you're treating. And it also teaches you. You can read it and learn yourself this out-of-addiction process and learn how to implement it into your practice. If you're not a rehab center, you can pass these books out to your local schools, your libraries, your jails, your veteran groups, Al-Anon groups, nonprofits, etc. I need you to help spread this word that there is a way to get out of addictions permanently. I know that word turns a lot of people off, but get addicts out of their addiction, and not just out of their addiction, but thriving. They have dreams to go forward. They have an awesome vision in front of themselves. The next level is a pledge of $5,000. And this is for people who wish to have me come out and train their staff or do a presentation to their company on the out-of-addiction process, or the friends and family members of the addict, or if you just need inspiration, these principles work for almost any problem. As part of this funding, on the questions below, you'll see that I'm building a community called Rise Up and Live. I want people to rise up out of their problems and to really live. What's the purpose of life if you're not really grabbing hold of it and living? So if you need an inspirational speech given to your company, then this is the pledge amount you want to click on. There's 2 more levels. The next level is $10,000, and that is a follow-up. After I do the teaching or the training, then you will have me on retainer for a year to do further training or answer your questions if you've got new staff coming on. Hopefully I will be doing a training series on DVD that will allow you to train new staff as they come along. But if you've got questions, how do I implement it? You know, we're having a problem here. We're not getting everybody on board. You know, email me and we'll talk over the phone or Skype. If I'm in your area, then I'll stop by you and see you personally. The last level pledge is for $50,000, and there's only 4 of these spots available. You may think, wow, $50,000, who would do that? Well, corporate sponsors will do that. People who want to have their company logo and name on the back of the book and also on the website to provide as a link to their company or their rehab center. The caveat I have is that you or your company must be in line with my principles that I teach, in that the addict can get completely out of his addiction. It is not a disease that lasts for the rest of their life. So the corporate sponsor, you know, these last 3 levels that I had, I ask you to email me to discuss before you purchase or pledge to any of these amounts. And last of all, I want to tell you about this community I want to raise up. It's called Rise Up and Live. You know, we all need motivation. We all need to be taught how to reach our dreams. First of all, to discover what our dreams are. What's our passion in life? What do we want to do with our life? And how do I get from where I am now to where I want to be? And that's what we do in this community. It will be a membership site with monthly teachings. You can also email me for further support. I'll give you tools to discover your passion in life and how to map it out, how to get from where you are to where you want to be. But today, I ask that you help me by pledging to one of these amounts. Check out the pledges, they're listed below. But I really need your help. You know, with 24 million addicts across the United States, that's just the addicts. That doesn't include the family members and the spouses. It's a huge, huge undertaking to impact, I mean really impact, and tell them that there is a way out. You know, back in 1980, when I started my addiction, we were never taught it was a disease. It was a choice, yes, but then your chemicals in your brain seem to take over, and it seems to take away those choices. But it's not a matter of willpower, it's a matter of motivation. And you can learn about that in the Mpeg4 that you can download. But to impact this amount of people, I can't do it by myself. I can train leaders, I can train support group leaders, and that's how we're going to get the word out. I will be doing a DVD series that teaches, that can be taught in support groups. You know, a 12-week teaching series that shows you what the underlying issues are, how to deal with them, how to find your passion, how to get a plan for your future. So that's where I'm headed, and I ask that you would join me and make a difference and rise up and live.